here we're at the 99th Pennsylvania Farm Show once again. Glad to be here, wonderful place to be. And I'm here with Secretary of Ag, George Greig. So, Secretary, tell me, what sets this show off from all the other shows across the state?
Well, this is Pennsylvania's time to shine. I mean, this is a showcase of Pennsylvania agriculture, the culmination of 109 county and community fairs that have wound up here. All the grand champions from all those wind up here at the farm show, and they get chosen. The supreme champion for the state gets chosen here, along with everybody fights for the supreme champion in dairy and beef and first place apple pie. They all want the bragging rights for Pennsylvania agriculture.
I mean, I've been here now 2 days, and every time I have to fight my way through the crowd, which is really great. And we have the wonderful butter sculpture over here, and we don't really have a theme this year for the farm show, but the butter sculpture says, "Fill a glass with hope." You know, that has to do with the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. Can you tell me about that?
That's an idea that was hatched at the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, and we got the idea, why can't we put fluid milk in the food bank so that the people who are using the food banks will receive fluid milk. And so we had talked with our dairy industry people, our dairy farmers, and Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, and we got some people to donate some of the containers that they can keep the milk cool in, and the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank is now providing fluid milk in their boxes that people get. This is great for the Pennsylvania dairy industry because it increases consumption, and it's great for the food bank people because they can start some healthy eating habits with their children that will hopefully grow into an increase in milk consumption.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. Like, the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank is actually located in the 104th District.
Oh,
so it's wonderful, and it's obviously the food bank helps a lot of people, not just 104th, but that's where they're located. So it's near and dear to my heart.
And they handle 26 or 27 counties across the state. So that is a lot of Pennsylvania. We also do it in Western Pennsylvania, but the People's Food Bank have been great with this. We're having a fundraiser here at the farm show, and on Friday when we opened up the food court, we had some sponsors who gave some donations. We raised $42,000.
Wow, that's tremendous.
We're shooting for $100,000.
Okay, we'll keep working on it.
Great program, yes.
Among the many things you did this year, I know you went on a trade mission to China. Like, tell us about that.
China is a very interesting place. We already export a lot of Pennsylvania hardwoods products to China, and a lot of the meetings that I had were just to reestablish relationships with those companies or renew the relationships with those companies. We export about $1.7 billion worth of hardwood products, and about 2/3 of that goes to China. So it's very important because it helps to prop up our hardwood industry, especially when the housing industry dropped a few years ago. That helps to maintain our industry here in Pennsylvania. And we also had a lot of food meetings. I went to 39 business meetings, and Tom Manzer from the Department of Ag was with me, and I think he went to 49 or 50 meetings. But we traveled there. It's very interesting. However, that country China is falling behind as far as feeding their own people, and they're looking towards the United States and Pennsylvania to help to supplement their food supply.
Well, that's interesting, like when you kind of supplement because the housing market dropped, but hopefully the housing market's coming back, and I think it's going to this year.
I believe it is, yes, I believe it is.
So last year, it was a hard winter. It was very cold, very icy. Did that affect ag at all in Pennsylvania?
Well, the year before last, I know it was frigid without any snow, and that hurt agriculture as far as it freezes out some of the alfalfa and some of the hay crops, but also some of the cherry trees and some of the fruit trees were injured because it was so cold for so long. This winter has been pretty mild so far. So this is a good winter so far, and it's typical farm show weather, but it's still it's still not that harsh that it's going to hurt our crops.
We must have done something right because we have all these farmers markets, and I know Pennsylvania ranks 7th in the nation with farmers markets. And I love to go to farmers markets. They're always crowded, like on the weekends. Like, tell me about that. How did we manage to come up to number 7th, which is good?
Well, I think it's our location. We are within an 8-hour drive of 50% of the population of the United States. We have the whole eastern seaboard, Washington, all the way up to New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, all of that. And so that gives our fruit and vegetable growers an opportunity to direct market to that large population area. And it's just worked out very well for Pennsylvania. Of course, when people can make a good living at that they continue to expand their operations and expand our fruit and vegetable. And it tends to go towards artisan cheese and other products are now entering into that.
I know you've tried to get a lot of the local farm produce into the local food markets too, which is really good.
Yes, we have. And PA preferred, you helped to pass the PA preferred law. That's been great because that made PA preferred the permanent branding trademark for Pennsylvania ag products. And before that, all of the small businesses were afraid to buy into it because it costs so much to label your product. And when the brand would change with each administration, they would have to change also. So I think making that permanent, signing that into law has been very helpful for our agricultural people, our PA preferred people in Pennsylvania.
Also, farms have changed a lot through the years. And there's a lot of technology used that we didn't have years ago, and now we do. Could you give us some examples of what modern farming is all about?
Well, I think that farmers have always been embraced technology because every piece of technology that we can use, it reduces the labor intensity of farming. We started off years ago with the antique tractors. They were cutting edge technology in their day because they were better than horses or pulling the plow by with manual labor. But nowadays we have GPS units that can actually steer tractors. One farmer can drive more than one tractor. We have sprayers that can shut off nozzles if there's overlaps in the field. So that helps to be more economically feasible when we're not overspraying and using double the amount of spray on the land. Also, robotic milkers. Now, you don't even have to have people to milk your cows. The cows just come in and get milk when they feel like it, and the robotic milker will do that.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I didn't even know that.
It's science fiction a few years ago.
Absolutely. I also know another program, Farmland Preservation. I know that's big. Could you tell us about that?
Pennsylvania leads the nation in farmland preservation. We just broke 500,000 acres this past year, I think in September, on a York County farm. We celebrated that, but that is really a fantastic program, and there's 7.75 million acres in Pennsylvania farmland now. So when you look at 500,000 acres, that's not a lot to feed our future generation. But when we continue to remind people that we need to preserve our farmland, it helps out because we are going to have to protect this farmland for our future generations.
Now, in the House of Representatives and the Senate, every year we have to pass a balanced budget. We're supposed to by June the 30th. How did we do for ag last year? Did we do okay for you?
Yes, you did. You did great. We got some money from, without raising taxes, we were able to fund the fairs. The fairs are very important. They tell the story of agriculture, promote our products. It's like marketing. You have to market, and the person who markets the best wins, just like running for office. Whoever markets themselves the best wins. But it was a great budget for us, because we had an increase in our fair funding. Fairs have been funded, fully funded, and actually we had some capital improvement grants that we gave out this past year. 21 different fairs had improvements to the buildings and their handicap bathrooms, and made them have handicap assessment.
We'll try and do just as well for you this year. And every year in August, I look forward to going up towards Penn State to Ag Progress Days. And the public's invited to that. Can you tell us about that and how we would go and what we would see when we get there?
Well, Ag Progress is a showcase for the technology that we talked about earlier. It's always the latest and greatest at Penn State as far as equipment. But Penn State and the Department of Agriculture have always worked very closely together, because they come up with the new crops and the changes in a seed that we need to fight the invasive species and the blights and the new. There's always something that is there to threaten our crops and threaten our feed supply.
Well, I know I always enjoy going to Penn State Ag Day. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you telling us everything that you know, which you know quite a bit about agriculture, and it's been just wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.